Ho, ho, ho. Yeah, so, welcome everyone. It is the first night of the 12 days of Black Christmas, hence my wonderful Santa hat. Um, the basic idea of this series, it's going to count down to Christmas Eve, and I'm going to be covering Christmas horror movies. I've done this before. But of course, the easy thing to do is to do the ones you always do. I mean, you always do Black Christmas. You always do Silent Night, Deadly Night. So I decided to switch it up a bit. I'm going with everything I'm reviewing this year is stuff I've never watched before, or I've watched years ago and I've never done a review for. Um, so yeah, I'm starting off with Rare Imports. I watched this movie on Tubi because I don't have the Blu-ray. I saw this movie actually years ago. I rented it on DVD back when it first came out, honestly. And I remember liking it, but I really couldn't remember much of the plot or anything like that. The basic idea, I think it's either a Norwegian or Swedish film. It's like a Nordic film, let's just say that. So you got this group of, like, I think they're like archaeologists. It never really says what they're digging for, but they're digging on this mountain. And they find what looks to be a grave in this mountain. And this one, frankly, a bit of an annoying kid, is like talking with his friend, and they're kind of watching this, and he's like, "That's like the grave of Santa Claus." And the whole mythology is essentially you have, at least in this movie, the mythology is Santa Claus is essentially Krampus. Got the big ass horns and everything, but that is Santa Claus. Santa Claus, like, just if you've been naughty, he essentially rips you to pieces. So they're gonna dig up whatever's up here. In the meantime, this kid and his family, his father, the mother's apparently dead. Don't know how, but she's not there. Um, yeah, they're gonna hunt a bunch of reindeer or whatever to get meat, and two show up, and they're like kind of like, what the hell's going on here? So they head out, and all of the reindeer are dead and, like, I guess kind of like eaten almost. So essentially, they're kind of screwed. They were waiting. This was like, we're gonna make them survive like over the winters or anything. So they assume this is all due to the people digging, and like it's on the border with Russia, so there's like a crossover, and they're like, wolves from Russia are coming over and eating our reindeer or whatever. So they go up there, and when they go up there, there's nothing there. Like, there's no people. Like, everything is just empty, and there's a big hole in the ground. Next thing you know, it's like the next day, whatever. They come back, and the guy's father's dug like a wolf trap, which apparently is illegal in wherever this movie takes place. It's like essentially, think of a pit with spikes in it, with like a pig head hung over it. The idea is the wolves come in, they get that, they fall down, they die. But in there is this guy, and really skinny guy, old guy, long beard. Stuff goes on. You know, uh, they end up coming to the conclusion this is Santa Claus that they got from this mine. So we'll contact, like, you know the guy that wanted him, essentially. Like, we'll sell him for $85,000. So the guy comes down. He's looking at this guy, and he's like, "This isn't Santa Claus. This is one of his elves." Which leads to um, a lot more showing up. Now, this is what you have to remember about this. This is probably like 300 or 400 old naked men. it's not the most pleasant of sights, to say the least. But, if that's what you're into, that's what you're into. Santa Claus himself is a giant freaking, 25-foot monster sort of thing who's frozen in ice. Um, in the meantime, the kids of the town have gone missing, and it's all kind of tracked back to this one place, and that's where Santa Claus is. And essentially, his elves have been taking all the radiators, all the ovens and everything, to essentially try to melt him and free him. So that's what you got. I'm not going to go anymore because it's kind of near the end there, and I don't want any spoilers for the end, because the ending is honestly, I watched it the other night and I was just kind of like, really? Like, I totally forgot that ending. Let's just say it puts the name Rare Exports into context. Let's just say that. So, like I said, this movie was like, it's either Swedish or like Norwegian or, some Nordic country. So most of it is in that language. I don't speak that language, so I can't attest to, the acting, at least like, vocally. All I know is like, it seemed believable to me. The kid was a bit of a dork. I really didn't like the kid. But then again, I don't really like kids in movies. Like, it takes a very good performance from like a child actor for me to want to, to enjoy it. Let's just say that. I'm not a fan of it. But he was a little bit annoying, but it worked. The effects in this were where this movie kind of shines. Um, there's not a lot of like jaw dropping effects, but like the wounds that you see on people, like the elf or whatever that falls into the pit has like the cut through him, and it looks pretty gnarly looking cut. And all in all, it was a fun movie. Is it gonna go into like my yearly rotation of Christmas horror movies that I watch? No. It's not going to fall under the same category as like Black Christmas or Krampus or anything like that. But it was a decent enough little watch, really. For a rating, I give it an 8 out of 10. It's quite solid. It's probably not for everyone due to the fact it's not predominantly English, It's a foreign film. And unfortunately, when it comes to foreign films, a lot of people are kind of ignorant and won't watch a foreign film because there's subtitles or whatever. Yeah, we call those people dumbasses. And, maybe they need to, consider not having kids and not passing on that particular genetic trait. Just saying. So yeah, 8 out of 10. Quite a solid movie, honestly. It's neat to see the idea of like, I've always liked the idea of the evil Santa Claus. There's just something really like inherently creepy about that, and it just works. So yeah, there you go. Night 1 of the 12 Days of Black Christmas. Rare Exports, 8 out of 10. Good stuff. Give it a shot. Um, let me know down in the comments. Like, is this one that you will either put on or have on your yearly rotation at Christmas, or not? I'm actually really interested in that. I want to know what they watch every year. When it comes to Christmas movies, for me, Black Christmas, Silent Night, Deadly Night, Krampus, and it's not horror, but National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. They're my favorite, Christmas movies. So yeah. just let me know if you watch this video. Yeah, but that's it for me. See you next time.